And so it has been strange to me this morning to listen to this hearing, to listen to folks who have probably never even visited this place talk about a sacred site that has such deep historical, cultural, and religious meaning to the people of New Mexico and to the indigenous people for whom this is their homeland. Beyond these spaces, the protection of Chaco Canyon is supported by the vast majority of New Mexicans, in fact, over 75% of our state. And of course, tribes across the nation have weighed in support of the protection of this land. And that is why, Mr. Chairman, I have right here in my hand 61 letters and statements in support of protecting Chaco Canyon that I ask unanimous consent to submit to the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
This includes 30 letters of support from Navajo Alatis who live in the greater Chaco area. Testimony from Navajo Nation Vice President Leiser in 2019 stating that we cannot go through another environmental disaster in the area. From Navajo Nation President Begay in 2017 about his concerns about drilling in the area and its impacts to the daily lives of the Navajo people. From an Alati from the area who speaks to these impacts and the ways in which withdrawal supports Pueblo and Dene solidarity. From the All Pueblo Council of Governors supporting withdrawal and affirming its sacred significance to both the Pueblo and the Navajo nations. And from our very own colleague, Congressman and Republican Ryan Zinke, who, as Interior Secretary, deferred oil and gas leasing on these lands because, quote, I have always said there are places where it is appropriate to develop and where it is not, as it was evident even to Secretary Zinke that this was one of the places it was not. So you'll excuse my cynicism about this hearing called by our Republican colleagues to introduce a resolution that would strip away the authority of the administration to protect these sacred lands. And as somebody who personally was born in San Juan County, just up the road from Nageezi, who has personally grown up visiting these places and hearing these stories and working with the people of New Mexico, I have to ask myself, why are we even holding this hearing? Why are we holding this hearing? I think it's evident that one of the star witnesses of the majority is, of course, the oil and gas company that has drilling interests in this site. And in fact, as it's already been established here today, the very same company that spilled hundreds, thousands, we're not even sure how much crude oil in the Chaco area in 2019. And after their well exploded a few days later, didn't even bother to call the families who were impacted by it. Not only did they not call them, they did not provide any sort of financial support or pay any kind of fines for the aftermath of what occurred. And those who are saying that this would somehow lock up development in the area do not understand that this landscape already has over 40,000 oil and gas wells in operation in it. So why are we having this hearing?